I want to talk about two stories involving one of the richest men. If he's not the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, is he the richest
Yeah,
man in the world?
right now is.
The richest man in the world, Elon Musk, is spreading his money around. This man right here is offering $1 million to registered voters who live in the swing states. You got to live in the swing states. He's offering them $1 million to go out there and vote. Now, in all fairness to him, he's not saying who you have to vote for to get this $1 million. He's just saying you have to go out and vote. Now, we all know he's a big backer and Donald J. Trump is his boy.
Yep.
Right? So we kind of know where that is going, right? We know what he's really saying. What he's saying is, in not so many words, and not in those words at all, actually. He's just not saying it. But he's a smart man. I always knew he was a very smart man. Now, this is kind of crazy because people are saying to themselves, well, is this legal? And you hear people, a lot of the newscasters saying, well, I don't think it's legal. A lot of the people out there in the law school and all the schools, they're saying, oh, it's not legal. But I'm not really getting any hard facts that this is illegal. It definitely seems like it would be. But the fact that he is not, he's just trying to get people to go out and vote, I guess it's a good thing because, you know, everyone should exercise their right to vote. And if they need an incentive to go out and get that job done, whoever it is that you want to vote for, you should at least go out and vote. I never agree with people not going out and voting. Right. You should exercise your right to vote and do it, right? Even in this, you know, in this election where there are a lot of candidates out there who don't like him, don't like her, don't agree with her policies, his policies. So I get it. It's tough, but you still, you know, go out there and get your vote on. But what do you think about him offering $1 million to these registered voters in the swing states to get out there to vote? And do you, in your opinion, do you think it's, I know you're not an attorney, we don't know if it's illegal or not, but what do you think about him doing that? Do you think it's right? Do you think it's wrong? Do you care in any either way? What's your thoughts on this whole situation with him doing that?
Well, I think it's a great topic to talk about.
right.
People are going to talk about it, and we are talking about it. Mm-hmm. I think it's also money not well spent for the reason of I think that
not well spent on his part,
right? Because I think people are going to come out and vote for. I think if you are a Republican and you support Trump, you're coming out and voting anyway. I don't think they need to be incentivized to come out and vote. They're going to come out anyway, unless if he's saying, "Hey, Democrat voters, you want to make $1 million? Vote Republican." Wink, wink.
Right.
Then I would say, "Oh, that's pure genius."
Right? right.
But how would he know, right? How would you know? How would you know? You've got no way of knowing. That's why I said it's good to as a topic to debate and talk about, but there's no way of actually knowing it. With respect to whether or not it's illegal, listen, if the lawyers can't determine, if the lawyers and law professors don't know, then what the hell can I say? I will say this much, though. I haven't heard him actually say who to vote for, and I'm glad that you pointed that out, right? Because I feel like if that were to be said, then that's what would kind of hook him in, right?
Yeah.
Right? But just to say, hey, want to be a good American and want people to go out and vote, and I'm going to incentivize you to come out and do that, regardless of who you want to vote for, right? Mm-hmm. You just go in there and pull a lever. Then I think he's in a safe space by doing that.
But you're right, though. You're 100% right. Like, it doesn't make sense why he's doing that because they would vote for him anyway. So now they're just getting $1 million just for doing something that they were going to do anyway. So it is a big waste of money. And I think he just has so much money he doesn't know what to do with it. He's just throwing it around anyway.
Right, but I think there's the publicity of it, the marketing of it. Right, like I said, we're talking about it. Right, you've got one of the most famous people in the world, one of the richest people in the world. I love it from that standpoint. It's a top story in a news cycle. So it has an effect, even if it doesn't have the intended effect. Right. It still helps in this world that we live in, right? Where we live through news cycles and stuff. So I think it's good from that standpoint. It draws attention to it. I think you and I have talked about these undecided voters. I don't think they're really out there. I think people know. But let's just say for a moment, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And there are some undecided voters in a swing state. And that might that might help you to decide. You know what I mean?
Do you think that would turn a Dem to say, like, because to your point, they could get the $1 million and still vote for Kamala.
Absolutely.
That's true. But do you think they would say, like, well, man, Elon Musk, he's a hell of a dude. He's giving me $1 million.
Well, listen.
To hell with Kamala. I'm going to vote for this Trump guy.
Absolutely. Listen, that is life-changing money for a lot of people. Not for you, but $1 million is life-changing money.
Oh, I'm broke.
That's a lot of it.
I'll take that.
Jay, you got $1 million in your pocket.
Yeah, so that would be nice. That would be nice.
Right. But that's life-changing. And if someone said, hey, listen, I just got to vote for this person, especially if you're one of those people that feels, and we know some of them in our circles. They're like, well, we're screwed either way. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter who's in the office. I'm screwed. Why not make some money? Like, people will justify their actions in any way. If you can get $1 million, hell, you will even compromise. I think there are people that even compromise their own moral fibers. They want one candidate over the other, but if I can view that as a come up, fine. I can, in exchange for 4 years, I'll worry about it 4 years later. But for now, I get, that's $250,000 a year.
See, I'm not a money guy, as you know, so that wouldn't change my vote.
Nope.
However, I do think it could be a little dangerous. I know it's not illegal because he's not saying who to vote for. He's just saying to get him vote. But who are we to say that? Like, I don't know how they get their money, right? Do they need to go to his office and have a meeting with him and sit down and collect this $1 million and have this private meeting that America doesn't know about? And he says, okay, I know out there that I said, vote for whoever you want to, and you get this $1 million. Right. But it's very risque for America just to be hearing this story and not to think that there's a possibility that they can meet in his office, get that check. I ain't saying that this is what's happening. I'm just saying it's a possibility that they can meet and be like, listen, I know I said, vote whoever you want to.
Right.
But here's the deal, bro. You voting for Donald Trump.
Right.
All right.
Right.
So I don't know how he would
prove
that they actually went in the ballot box.
I don't know how to prove it either. But here's a great thing. And you mentioned it. He's a big supporter of Donald. It's so baked in, you don't even have to say it. You already know, like you said, who he supports, what he's putting up that money for, who he's putting that money up for. If he comes out and says, hey, I'm gonna give you $1 million to vote, to make sure that you vote, you already know. I think it speaks for him. So that's the great part about it, right? I never said a word. I never told you to vote for, but I know you support Donald. Right, but I didn't tell you who to vote for, right?
And go.
Right.
Right.
So it's funny, but I think ultimately, Jay, I think it's a great big nothing burger. I think it's just something to talk about. It's interesting. I think we can kind of laugh at it and so on. And
it's pretty genius.
Yeah, listen,
good idea.
No, it is. It is funny from that standpoint. But listen, let's not bury the lead. The fact that you can just start giving away $1 million per person, like that's the real.
Yeah, how many people are getting? Like, I don't know how many people is giving away.
Well, I know he's got enough to. I mean, what's his value now? Like his personal, like 254 billion, maybe something like that.
Something sick like that.
It's absolutely ridiculous how much money this dude has.
Insane, and I think that's a genius move, and it's going to help his boy out. And we'll see what happens with that.
You think it'll help?
Yeah,
okay.
I think it will help. Right. I think it will help. And there's no telling that it might change some Dems' mind to go out there. Because even my ass thought about, should I vote for Trump? Right. Should I? I don't know. That is $1 million. Maybe you know what I'm saying? Right, but then I had to slap myself and say, nah, man, I ain't a money guy. I could use it.
How much is Elon giving podcasters, right?
I know, right? That would surely help our ass out.
Not you, but yeah.
Put $1 million into the biz?
Right.
Oh, yeah, that would be hot.
That wouldn't help you. But
that wouldn't help.